Cup win was the precursor to repeated glory in the Premier League, and in Chelsea's case, beyond. Changes made from Thursday night in the Premier League. That was always going to be the case. For City, 7 of them. It's Stefan Ortega in goal, behind a back four captained by Kyle Walker, with Aymeric Laporte returning from a back problem, and Sergio Gomez gets a rare start on the left. We're expecting Phil Foden to play in a midfield three, and then there's a front line of Thursday's match winner Riyad Mahrez, World Cup winner Julian Alvarez, and 20-year-old Cole Palmer. Chelsea continue with Kepa in goal. There's a debut for 19-year-old Bashir Humphries. Fellow teenager Lewis Hall gets his 5th senior appearance. Mason Mount is fit to play. England colleague Conor Gallagher gets a start as well. And Kai Havertz leads the line, the man who scored the goal that won Chelsea the Champions League against Manchester City in 2021.
On the pitch right now is the official team photo, and the team are joined by our team photo junior citizens.
Two managers who are full of admiration and respect for one another. Pep Guardiola, he's arguably Graham Potter's biggest fan. Always full of praise for what his Brighton team used to do against Manchester City. And Jorginho's back in the Chelsea lineup, and he captains their side today. Kyle Walker has got the armband for City. He'll be hoping to go longer than the 45 minutes he lasted at Stamford Bridge the other night. And here he is back in a Manchester City starting lineup for the first time as a player on top of the world. Julian Alvarez, who played such a starring role for Argentina for those wonderful weeks in November and December. Referee for this one is Rob Jones. Sent off Cedric Kipre for West Brom against Brighton in the 3rd round last season, and that was against Graham Potter's Brighton. That was his last red card as a ref. Like Alvarez, Conor Gallagher was at the World Cup, but he had a watching role for England. He did score here last season in a Crystal Palace win whilst on loan. And before the start, we will, of course, pause and pay the greatest of respects for the great Gianluca Vialli.
Manchester City is deeply saddened by the passing of Gianluca Vialli, and we join Chelsea in sending our thoughts and condolences to his family and friends. Luca, who played 59 times for Italy, joined Chelsea in 1996 and became their player manager in 1998. Under his stewardship, they won the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Community Shield, the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, and the UEFA Super Cup. He will be greatly missed. There will now be a period of applause in his honour, which will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
Vialli, who came on as a substitute for Chelsea in the 1997 FA Cup final. A win that got them going. Announced them as a real force on the world stage, pre-Mourinho and all that. It will be Chelsea to start. Royal blue against sky blue in Manchester. It is 11 years since Manchester City went out in the 3rd round with a home defeat as holders to Manchester United. It's 25 since Chelsea last did, with a home defeat as holders to Manchester United. So Chelsea get going. Jermaine Genius is alongside me to enjoy this one. Well, Jermaine, we've had a lot of changes made. We expected that, but they are still two strong sides with strong ambition.
No, definitely. Two of the strongest sides in the league. Both spent vast amounts of money, but have got a lot of quality for it.
Luka runs into the wall that is Koulibaly. City will want to get off to a brighter start than they managed at Stamford Bridge on Thursday evening. Chelsea were, without doubt, the better outfit in the first 45 minutes.
I think in the game at Stamford Bridge, it looked like Pep had tinkered around with his team a little bit. Cancelo was in almost like a bit of a right wing-back position, and in the second half he just made a couple of changes, and it was an emphatic performance from them that Chelsea probably would have learnt a lot from as well, because it was very dominant from City.
Foden returns the ball to Stefan Ortega, 30-year-old German who joined last summer from Arminia Bielefeld and has looked very accomplished in his 4 appearances before today. Played very well when Chelsea were here in November in the EFL Cup. 2-0 Manchester City win. That one's given away by Walker to Hall, but it bounced away from him quickly. Now Bernardo Silva looking for Alvarez. Bernardo Silva then trying to get room away from Humphries, but that's a good first challenge in senior football for the 19-year-old.
Yeah, that'll make him feel a lot better. Settled in nicely. Good challenge on Bernardo Silva.
Been on the bench for 2 of the last 3 Premier League games. England under-19 international. Playing on the left of the 2 central defenders, Koulibaly the other side of him. And there's Chalobah at right back, helped by Koulibaly. Gallagher now turns it into Ziyech. Ziyech turns a full 360 degrees. Humphries once more. Koulibaly. Havertz. Jorginho. And Laporte has plenty of time.
Yeah, it's a shame as well, because it's good play from Chelsea under a lot of pressure. Havertz at the top end of the pitch, just dealing with the ball very well, keeping it. They're going to need to do a lot of that this evening.
Chelsea with no win in their last 4 away games. They've only won 1 of their last 6 anywhere. Losing 4 of those. And for all of that, any talk of pressure on Graham Potter so early, and with the World Cup break to factor in as well, and all the injury problems Chelsea have had, is surely premature. It's early days in the project. Rodri. Up towards Foden. Palmer's next attempt, blocked by Chalobah. Given away to Jorginho. Humphries. Kepa. Worked that out well with his feet. Centre-backs have switched back into a more natural way round.
Looking really composed in those areas at the minute, Chelsea. At the start of this game, it's definitely an area where Manchester City tried to impose themselves on you, put you under pressure, make you panic. And they've just had a couple of nice moments like this. Everyone getting a touch on the ball, looking composed.
It's a sign of us two getting old. You see a 19-year-old in the team and they don't look 19 anymore.
I don't know why you keep dragging me along, like we're the same age.
I'm trying to. It's desperation. Here's Hall. Koulibaly. That was risky. That wasn't good for Chelsea, but it's snaffled back by Gallagher, who finds Ziyech. Havertz loses out to Akanji.
And it was nearly a brilliant take from Havertz. He just played it on the wrong side of him there. Ziyech, he wanted it in front of him and he just played the ball in behind.
Mahrez followed by Hall. Akanji. Bernardo Silva calling for it right. Alvarez is through the middle, but so is Kepa. He had a high starting position. It's a little slow with the clearance, but it will be a Chelsea throw.
Yeah, that ball's going to be on all evening, because that's what Alvarez does best. He runs in behind, stretches defences, makes them work. Just slightly overhit on that occasion from the Kanji.
What about that statistic that Gary reminded us of before the match? Pep Guardiola never defeated at the first stage of any domestic cup competition as a manager. 20 ties before today.
Incredible, isn't it? But in fairness to him, you know, since he's arrived in England, the way that he's approached the FA Cup from the minute that City go into it to all the finals or semi-finals is, you know, with the best team he can possibly put out at that time, and what he thinks is the best side, and always treated it with great respect, and he's got his rewards because of it.
That's a risky ball, but Ortega was ready for it. You could see when Kelly asked him about it in the pre-match interview, his eyes light up as soon as you mention that FA Cup final win of 2019. The demolition of Watford was a big one. Free kick given for the challenge on Chalobah. Sergio Gomez was the culprit.
Yeah, Cole Palmer just got off to a bit of a slow start in the game. There was a foul on Chalobah eventually.
Humphries, Chalobah. Return to Kepa. Quite a bit of criticism for the Chelsea goalkeeper for the part that he played, or didn't, in Manchester City's winner on Thursday night.
I think rightly so as well. I think he should have read the situation and got his arm out, or at least made an attempt.
Chelsea don't have a lot of other choice. They've got Marcus Bettinelli on the bench again. Edouard Mendy is still out. Shoulder injury post-World Cup, and now a fractured finger. Ortega to Rodri, and Rodri took a little bit of a bite from Havertz.
It's just one of those sore ones, I think. Catches him right on the outside of his boot as he plants his foot right there.
It's a bit of an uncalled for one.
Well, it was definitely uncalled for, but he's got away with it, I think, Havertz. Just a little talking to, but he's in a lot of pain, as you can see here, Rodri.
Guardiola's given us the double thumbs up.
It's a short ball from Ortega. But yeah, I mean, just... It's interesting, because he's nowhere near the ball, is he?
He's dangled his foot, and I don't think there's any intention of winning the ball.
No.
Lucky just to be spoken to, and that Rodri's getting up and getting on with it. To Kanji, to Gomez. Alvarez was down the middle. Already had a look at the star-studded City bench. It doesn't contain Jack Grealish for this one. He's been ruled out feeling under the weather.
One of the things you can see that Chelsea have done early on is they're really trying to pack out that midfield, even with Ziyech, who usually plays much more in a wide position. He's found himself almost next to Mason Mount quite a lot, with Kovacic and Jorginho just behind him. They're trying to stop any type of overloads in that midfield.
Gomez with a turn past Gallagher, but Gallagher was back at him nicely. Gallagher's been hurt in doing so. Play continues without him. Walker. Mahrez. Away from Lewis Hall. Mahrez gets it over where Kepa holds before Alvarez can do any damage behind him.
Good play from Mahrez, though. Eventually found a little yard of space, and it's just his tight control here. He just teases Hall into making a challenge of a couple of really short touches. He eventually has a bite, Hall, but it goes by him really easy. On this occasion, Kepa does do the job at the near post, gets there and stops it.
Gallagher. Loses out to Palmer. I think there's going to be a nice duel between those two. Walker. Stopped by Hall. A lot of press around Graham Potter in the build-up to this match. He had a little bit to say to the assembled media a couple of days ago when the question came, is he under pressure, is he feeling it? And it was nice actually to see a nice human reaction from Graham Potter.
I think he's always shown us that side of him. It's the nature of the job, innit? It demands results. And the minute those results don't come, people can lose patience, but he's a top coach that deserves time, so hopefully he gets it.
There's a lot of work to do. Gomez. Cole Palmer. Gomez faced by Chalobah. Great work by Sergio Gomez, and the ball in was nice as well. Still might be something for City. It won't be cleared, and it's just gone wide, and I mean only just from Phil Foden.
He was given a free kick for something in there. The play seemed to stop. It was good play from Gomez down that left-hand side. He twists Chalobah inside out. He finds a nice little cutback, but it's this point here where the game, you can see the referee's blown his whistle already. Whether Foden was in an offside position, I don't know, but it eventually goes wide anyway.
People will get rid now in a roundabout way. Koulibaly. City are closing. And it bounces off Mason Mount and out for a Manchester City throw, so the playing out from the back didn't particularly work that time. And Haaland, all smiles despite not getting the chance to get a few more goals just yet today. Just seems to love life.
So would you if you... How many he scored? 22?
27.
27?
21 in the Premier League.
You'd be loving life.
It's a life I can't even relate to. Laporte. Bernardo Silva. Laporte. Foden's return. Sergio Gomez. Showing some sharp turns, getting forward down the left. He is an attack-minded full-back in the modern way. Spaniard who started at Dortmund, didn't really break through, so made the switch to Belgium, where he did well with Anderlecht. Under the tutelage for a while of a certain Vincent Kompany, who's doing very well indeed at Burnley now. And of whom there's a statue outside this ground, for obvious reasons. Last time Manchester City went out in the third round of the FA Cup, he'd got his marching orders by now, Vincent Kompany. 12th minute as Manchester United raced into a 3-0 lead here before winning 3-2. Kovacic, Hall. Koulibaly. Lewis Hall. Big feather in his cap to be picked for this one with Cucurella on the bench. Ben Chilwell still making his way back to full fitness. I don't think he'll be far away now. Walker. Hall is there. Mount. That was Ziyech doing well to find Hall. Very good Chelsea passing. Mount He's just a bit behind him. Havertz is in front of him now and
Took too long.
needed time to sort himself out. Time wasn't given to him.
He couldn't, from when he took off the first bad touch, he couldn't sort himself out. It was ahead. He's saying playing ahead of him, but I think it was a bad touch from Mason Mount.
The sequence of passes we've enjoyed in the game so far.
I think you can see with Chelsea that possession is not their problem. I think where they are right now and where they were last season in regards to possession in games is the same. It's just they can't create chances anymore.
There's Palmer trying to create for City and running at Chalobah. That just ran away a little bit. Palmer's attempts to deliver something blocked by Chalobah. There's another one. Walker. Walker decides there wasn't enough available for him downfield. He's had a little word with Riyad Mahrez about where he wanted him to go. Chalobah's been in the right place for Chelsea every time so far.
It's good from City. Every time a City player gets on the ball, though, he's got an option long and he's got an option short. It's a nightmare to deal with from a Chelsea point of view because it just pulls you in both directions, and that's how all these spaces and little holes open up for players like Foden, Palmer and Alvarez to kind of get on the ball and do what they do best.
City throw now, played up by Ziyech. Chelsea fans who are in good voice. The 10 men have gone to mow again. They were regaling us beautifully, I must say, with Vialli before kick-off. Laporte. Ortega. Teasing Kai Havertz into getting ever closer. Laporte. Cole Palmer. Kepa's in retreat. Palmer passes the ball into the side of the net, but there was a nick on it, which means a City corner.
Well, he's got lucky, Kepa. He's got to come and get this. He already kind of made the decision. There you go, Cole Palmer just runs on the inside of Chalobah. But he'd already made the decision to come, then backs off. Just about gets away with it in the end. With a decent save. I think he'd just get something on this. No, it goes through his legs and out for a corner by the looks of it. Should have been a goal kick.
That one was pulled Palmer's way as well, but he was further away that time. Yeah, it didn't actually deviate the path of the ball, did it?
Didn't seem to, unless there was a little nick, but I think he's just got away with that one.
There's a bit of a checkered pass with Manchester City. Do you remember the League Cup final in 2019? The rather bizarre refusing to come off.
Yes, I don't think anybody's forgot about that one.
Jorginho, that's come off beautifully. Koulibaly. Gallagher. Chalobah. Gallagher again. Ziyech seems to be floating where he wants. Chelsea have to go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Humphries seeking out Ziyech, and it wasn't a bad idea. And what happened there as Ortega took the ball? Ziyech is claiming he's been rugby tackled.
I'd be surprised if he's not been clipped, because the ball was that far away from him. He wasn't going to dive. I think it was clearly a mistake, but...
Well, there has been a brief check by VAR. This being a Premier League stadium, VAR is in operation in the FA Cup third round. John Brooks informed Rob Jones he was going to have a look for potential denial of goal-scoring opportunity. He didn't think it was. On goes Gallagher. There might be one here, but Ortega has it, and there's nothing else to review with that. Mahrez. Across comes Koulibaly. Hall.
Good little spell for Chelsea, this. Looks like they're settling into the game nicely.
Mount. He was trying to play it to Havertz, blocked by Akanji. And Chelsea just trying to pick the pace up a bit. Let's have a look at that last incident. Humphries looking for Ziyech.
Yeah, just clips in there. I think his right foot just catches his back, but it was unintentional. I don't think Ziyech was anywhere near the ball, which is why they've just let it slide.
Here's Alvarez. Could be a 3-on-2 for City. Alvarez finds Mahrez. It was a bit behind him, though. Slight bit of momentum is lost, but City have won a free kick. Chelsea are still arguing the toss about what we've just looked at.
Yeah, I think so, and it was the right decision in the end. There was a foul from Hall there. I think it was Gallagher did some really good work though on Alvarez, chasing him back and rushing him into making a pass, because for a minute there it looked like Mahrez would be in on this right hand side.
Well, Mahrez will certainly be keen here. When Chelsea lost here in the EFL Cup in November, Mahrez scored with a free kick. It's one of 6 he's scored this season. Season that's getting better for the Algerian. He had a pretty slow start to it, finding his form now. Bernardo Silva has a say too, but it does favour the left foot of Mahrez, you would think. Here goes Mahrez. Oh, it did favour his left foot. It's a stormer. 3 games against Chelsea this season, and Riyad Mahrez has scored in them all. That's an absolute beauty. Top corner, spot picked, 1-0 Manchester City.
Oh, well, it's an absolute worldie this from Riyad Mahrez. As you said, Guy, he picks his spot, but he's still got to hit it. Might have took the slightest of nicks of Conor Gallagher, but he's got the whip on it, the pace. Kepa's got absolutely no chance. And what a way to stick your team in the lead. Beautiful, beautiful free kick from Riyad Mahrez.
Kyle Walker's expression told the story. Wow, wow, wow. Magic from Mahrez, and Manchester City are 1-0 up. And the Etihad has come alive. City fans prior to that had been a little bit Sunday afternoon. That's got them going.
Well, that's the beauty of having players in your team that can produce something special out of nothing. The game's been pretty even up until now, and then you have top-class players like Mahrez just stepping up and whipping balls into the top corner like that. Sets the game alive.
Won by Laporte. Gallagher now. Ziyech finds Kovacic. Hall. Humphries to Gallagher. Koulibaly. Bernardo Silva got to it. There's Foden. He could do with finding a little bit of sparkle this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been given another start, another run out. We know he's got the ability to go and do it.
There is Foden, finding Sergio Gomez. Cole Palmer. Rodri. Went off towards the end on Thursday night with a bit of cramp. Don't think he will start on Wednesday at Southampton, Manchester City in the League Cup quarter-finals. In fact, Pep Guardiola has already said Calvin Phillips is in for that one. Mahrez. Gomez. Who's next? It's Palmer. And he's well tackled by Gallagher. 5 goals in his last 5 appearances in the FA Cup. One rather worrying stat for Chelsea is that City have avoided defeat in the last 16 FA Cup games in which they've scored the first goal. Foden on corner duty. Laporte was free.
Handball.
There's Rodri. That's blocked. It's been looked at, Jermaine. Here's Bernardo Silva. Mahrez. Walker. Mahrez plays it in. John Brooks, the VAR, is still having a look at that. Potential handball from Kai Havertz. No further information yet, but if he's looking at what we've been looking at, I think when the game stops, there'll be a decision to make.
Yeah, big decision to make from what I'm seeing.
Here's Walker. Up towards Alvarez. Alvarez holds off Koulibaly but ran out of room. And now Rob Jones is being spoken to by John Brooks, the VAR, who is saying he recommends an on-field review for handball against Kai Havertz.
It's a penalty all day long. You can see it straight away, the panic from Havertz. He knows that Laporte's about to get his head on that, sticks his arm straight out, basically punches it out of the way. It's a penalty.
And he will now have a good look at that for himself. And I think Kai Havertz knows what's coming. You wouldn't have thought they'd need too much time, but they're making absolutely certain by looking at all the angles to rule out any fouls that might have made his arm go up like that. And now they're satisfied it is a Manchester City penalty.
VAR decision, penalty for handball.
And Julian Alvarez has picked the ball up. Haaland has scored 3 out of 3 this season. He's not playing. Mahrez has failed with his last 2 penalties. And there's a conversation in Spanish between the Spanish keeper and the Argentine centre forward. So Julian Alvarez to give Manchester City a bit of daylight in the first half hour of this FA Cup third round tie. Alvarez scores. He snuck it under the Chelsea keeper. And Manchester City double their advantage.
Well, everything's just going for this boy at the minute. Not the best struck penalty in the world, but it doesn't matter when it hits the back of the net. He's been dealing with a lot of pressure over the last couple of weeks, so this to him was nothing really. Steps up, gets enough on it. Kepa goes the right way, gets a decent hand to it. Probably could have done better, but he won't care. He just put City 2-0 up.
It's his 8th goal since signing for Manchester City from River Plate, where he scored a bucket load. 54 goals for River, almost 1 in 2, and he was a substitute for a lot of those. He's been a substitute more often than not for Manchester City. He's been playing second fiddle to Erling Haaland. That situation might change as the season goes on. He's not going to get in ahead of him. He might get in alongside him for the odd game.
Well, he offers you so much, doesn't he? And I think that, as you'd expect, the player that's returned back from the World Cup's a different beast as well.
He's grown up, hasn't he? 22 years old.
You know, the confidence of what he's delivered for his country is going to feed into his game. And Pep Guardiola will nurture that, and City will have another superstar on their hands.
Towards Havertz. Kanji has eaten up the ground. Ortega. Very clearly out to Rodri. Foden. And now the confidence is there. Manchester City are starting to purr. Another cue, of course. Foden gives it away. Ziyech. Have to hold on. Gallagher's there. Bernardo Silva had dropped back for City to head away. Jorginho. Chalobah Humphries. Barley squanders possession.
He had nothing else on. There was a lovely little hole to pop that ball into somebody. There was nobody there.
In the hurry up by Ziyech. Barley given away again. Kovacic does well with it though. Pinched it from Bernardo Silva, who's nicked it back. Mahrez to Foden. Palmer. Sergio Gomez. Havertz dispossesses. Humphries. Chalobah. Humphries again. Pass ball out to Gallagher. Gallagher finds Havertz. Mount on the run through the middle. Hall is further over, and Walker will prevent the ball from reaching him.
Yeah, really good play from Kyle Walker. That actually he tucked in to spot the run from Mason Mount, which kind of forced the ball outside him, which is what you want to do as a defender. Ended up being a poor ball from Kai Havertz anyway, and he just took it off him. It's the one part of the game with Chelsea when you watch them, it's just not quite there. I think from a possession point of view, you think, okay, all right, you knock it around still, you can keep the ball, but they just don't look like they're going to hurt you really at any stage.
Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. So a gap to break through. A nice little chip out to Walker. Foden was calling for it. Duly received. And Foden might get there again. He did. He's not able to clear Kepa. All of the highlights from today's, and indeed I'm sure the goals from yesterday's as well, in FA Cup highlights tonight on BBC One at 10:30. Jorginho. It's Rodri who wins it. Foden helps him. Played through for Alvarez. He'll catch that with the studs of his boot.
I think he's trying to toe poke it. I think he sees the challenge coming across him and just thinks, let me just try and toe poke this into the corner. Good play from Rodri, winning the ball high up the pitch.
And Manchester City have now got a free kick right on the edge.
Yeah,
you can see that they're claiming it's in. I don't think it was.
No, it's just outside. You can see a good feat from Bernardo Silva. Goes by Koulibaly. He tries to almost pull out of the challenge, but the challenge was made outside of the box. But Riyad Mahrez just picked up the ball and licked his lips again, I think, thinking I'll have another go.
Different sort of angle.
It is, but when you've just struck one the way that he has, I'd be shocked if he's not thinking about hitting this one as well.
I think he fancies this one even more. That again came about because Chelsea lost the ball whilst trying to play out from the back.
Anything towards that far corner at pace is going to cause the keeper some problems.
Here comes Riyad Mahrez once more. It was good again, but it was pretty routine for Kepa Arrizabalaga. On target, has to be good.
Yeah. Just thought he might have tried to get it heading a little bit more towards the far post where the bodies were going to be running across it, but he struck it well enough, as you can see here. Easy enough save.
Wanted a bit more bend on it, a bit more pace on it. I'll try now to apply both to the corner. Thomas jousting with Jorginho. Here it comes from Mahrez, and that's a good clean catch. Nowhere to go quickly, Kepa. Now he finds Kovacic, who seemed to take a shove from Mahrez. The referee's happy enough with it.
I don't think he wanted it, Kovacic, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, every now and again a keeper will throw the ball out and you'll be in a good position thinking, that's it, release it early, but I don't think that felt right at the time.
There's a Kanji. Walker. Lovely shuffle past Hall. A nice crossfield ping for Gomez. Rodri. Gomez holds off Jorginho. Palmer. Rodri with a bit of room. Mahrez wants it. Mahrez gets it. Walker, pull back, Foden, 3-0. City are running away with this. They're getting better as the game goes on. And there seems little chance of Chelsea being able to pull this one back.
It's just immaculate. It's top level stuff that we're seeing here from City tonight now. Dealing with the ball in tight spaces, knocking it around with ease, understanding when the bodies are crowded, time to switch it now, get it over to the other side, and then this run from Kyle Walker gives Mahrez so many options. Do I cut inside and hit it, or do I find you? And how often do you see that? From City picking the right pass at the right time, and Foden gets himself on the score sheet as well. Just the purest form of football, really is.
It's machine-like. Every part of that machine knows what it has to do. And there's the man who makes it work. Phil Foden's 9th goal of the season. We spoke about the pressure that was ramping up on Graham Potter and whether that was fair or not, and surely premature. Losing to Manchester City twice in a week is no great embarrassment to anybody, but if they get an absolute thumping today, that picture might change. There's David Fofana, who's amongst the Chelsea substitutes. Maybe he is a striking option in future, signed from the Norwegian club Molde. Boyhood Chelsea fan due to his love of Didier Drogba. How Chelsea could do with the great man back again. Aubameyang, incidentally, not in the matchday squad at all today. Hall, nice. Gallagher. Chelsea do have to show now. He's an abundance of spirit and fight. Chalobah back with Humphries. Barley drops. His young colleague. Gallagher. Koulibaly. He did miss the draw for the fourth round, which took place just prior to this game kicking off. Well, the winners of this tie, and we know who that's likely to be, will be at home in the fourth round to either Oxford United or Arsenal. Newcastle have gone. Chelsea or Manchester City will go. Some of the big ones are crashing out early. To Ziyech. By Alvarez initially. Chelsea tried to make something happen, but the referee's whistle has gone for a City free kick. The decision angrily contested by Ziyech. Laporte is the player hurt.
I think it's Gallagher just kind of sticks his arm into his face in a challenge. I just don't feel like there's loads in it, if I'm totally honest with you. You can see there his arm just comes across and catches Laporte in his face. And we were 42 minutes into this game, and I don't think Chelsea have even had a shot.
No. Not yet. And yet up until just before the point at which Manchester City took the lead, it was pretty even. They were enjoying the possession, but as you mentioned a few times, Jermaine, it's that top end.
It is, yeah. I think it's just the brilliance of... I think you could be sat there as a Chelsea player going, hang on a minute. You know, if you're Humphries, centre-half, thinking, I'm doing all right here, but why are we 3-0 down? And then you break down the goals and you go, OK, well, I couldn't personally have done anything about that, but it's just moments of brilliance. And obviously the individual error from Kai Havertz.
Here's Gomez. The burst down the outside past Chalobah. Foden is there now. Trying to play it back for Alvarez. Gallagher dropped back to help out his defenders big time.
Man City are killing Chelsea in those wide areas. Like, you know, left-hand side with Cole Palmer and Gomez, this side with Walker and Mahrez. I mean, it's one of those things you don't pick out because they tend to do it to everybody, but they've really isolated the two Chelsea fullbacks and tried to make life as difficult as they possibly could for them.
Chalobah, more generally known as a centre-back, playing on the right, and they've got a relative rookie on the left.
Well, Hall's played quite well on the ball. Every time he's had the ball, he's looked really handy, he's looked good. But when you kind of left 1v1 with Mahrez and Walker, it's going to be a tough evening.
Lewis Hall, I think he's more at home when allowed to push forward. Ortega to Akanji. Rodri escapes the clutches of Gallagher. Bernardo Silva just about did from Jorginho. Koulibaly to Havertz, whose mirrors weren't working. Here's Alvarez. Mahrez inside. Palmer is over. Palmer to Mahrez. Alvarez not able to apply the finish this time. Kovacic. Jorginho. Well, that's Chelsea's day.
Yeah, their faces say it all. A lot of disappointment in that team. They can't give up though. As you said, Guy, this will get messy.
Mahrez goes short to Bernardo Silva. Foden. It's a pointing delivery from him. Easy for Kepa Arrizabalaga. We are into at least 2 minutes more before the break.
I mean, the chance before, Morris has just got to find the pass. It was an overhit cross, and you're looking at 4-0.
Koulibaly, Chalobah, Kanji. We watch Manchester City a lot over the course of the season and wax lyrical about many of their players. One that's gone a little under the radar, Manuel Akanji, signed from Dortmund in the early part of the season. I can barely think of a single mistake he's made. He's become a regular at the back.
Yeah, I think in a weird way with defenders, because City are already very good, I think when players come in and you don't even notice, I think it's a compliment in a weird way, because he's come in and he's met the standard that's already been set, and he's only going to get better and better.
And he revealed recently that he was given the nod that Manchester City were interested in him after getting a text from a certain Erling Haaland, his former Dortmund colleague. And the same happened with Jude Bellingham.
Sneaky guy.
Although
sneaky.
I don't think he'll need to be. I don't think he'll need to be told that there's interest in him.
Yeah.
From everywhere.
Imagine getting that text when you're Jude. Who's not? Who's not interested?
Haaland not just signed for his goals. Agent Erling. Chalobah to Ziyech, and that will finish a miserable first half for Chelsea, but a fantastic one for Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez got it going with a sumptuous free kick. A penalty given rightly after VAR review for a Havertz handball was just about put in by Alvarez. And Phil Foden then made it 3 with the best team goal that we've seen so far. And Chelsea are hanging on to staying in the FA Cup by the thinnest of threads, because Manchester City are running away with this at half-time. It's City 3, Chelsea 0.
Yes, very much a thumping at half-time there, with Manchester City comfortably dominating.